Hey, I'm illustrator David Hartman, and today we're going to be drawing a traditional piece of art to be used for my Kickstarter campaign,
The Hunchback of Naughty Dames.
So in today's video, I'm going to be drawing a pinup for my graphic novel,
The Hunchback of Naughty Dames.
This pinup is going to be used to make a art print that will be available when the first stretch goal unlocks. But this piece, even though I mainly draw digitally, I'm going to do fully traditional, which is a little scary because I can't Apple Z or any of that. But I'm kind of excited to get back into traditional drawing. Yeah! I know this video is going to be a little bit of a long one, but I wanted to say there's going to be a hidden phrase somewhere in this video. I will say what it is when we get to it, but
the first 10 people who see the hidden phrase and reach out to me on Kickstarter, and please don't comment here, it won't count, but send me a message on Kickstarter and you are a verified supporter of the book, whether you pledged it before or you're pledging right now.
I will give you right number one. Yeah! This is my very first comic, printed in 1997 by Night Press. The book is black and white and traditionally inked here. So right now I still have a few of these left and I would love to share it with you. So if you are one of the first 10 to get the hidden phrase, DM me on Kickstarter, and if it shows you have already purchased the book, I will throw this in for free. Again, I will let you know when the hidden phrase appears. And let's jump in. So I'm going to show my process of drawing this. Some parts will be sped up, some parts will be slowed down. But as it's doing that, I will do some commentary over the top about the book, the campaign, some of the cool extras we have, where it came from, just a lot of fun, goofy info like that. So as you just saw, I started with a rough thumbnail I drew on the iPad using the Procreate app. This is just to help me figure out the composition and kind of the direction I want to go before I jump into the actual piece, and don't want to have to be forced to erase a lot. Then I grab some of the pens I use. All of them are archival inks and waterproof, and I'm drawing on Strathmore vellum Bristol board. It's 14 by 17. Alright, so I'm going to do a little talk and draw, and as I draw this, I'll tell you about what it's all for. So, as some of you know, I work in animation and some comics and horror movies, mainly as a director on things like Transformers Prime, Twilight of the Gods, and recently the animatic for the Cradle book series. I also just did some comic books that just came out recently, Kraken and Spectres, both put out by Titan Comics and Monster Forge Productions. Both of those are graphic novels and in stores and on Amazon now. And if you can't tell from my art and my previous videos, I love horror, and especially movies that are pre-80s, 1950s through 80s, and grindhouse movies especially. So that led me to Monster Drive-In. So Monster Drive-In is basically a series of books. Each book is a fictional movie that never existed, but I wish did. These are basically stories I wish I saw when I was a kid on late night TV. So I have written down, tons and tons of ideas over the years of movies I would love to make, or stories, or comics, or any of that. I would have these story ideas, and this was my way of putting them all under one banner, Monster Drive-In, which is the drive-in of all these different movies. Each one could be different, have a different vibe, a different story, different characters, but they are all under one banner, which is hosted by one horror host, much like Tales from the Crypt or House of Secrets or any of the horror anthology comics in the day. So I did this first one as a Kickstarter called Isle of Evil, just a fun kind of goofy story, but it's a throwback to those books, and I thought maybe a good first one to come out with. To go back to the nostalgia of that era, I also threw in these kind of retro ads, like fake parody ads from the books of that time. So I really had fun doing these. These were almost like took as long as the book itself, because I'd write all the little type and all the little stories behind each one, and basically created a small universe from this company called the Zorgon Institute in Transylvania, Ohio, that puts out all this crap and sells it to unsuspecting comic book readers. So I really had fun with Isle of Evil, but it was kind of a test. I wasn't sure if it was going to do well enough to do another book or not. I was really hoping it would, and thankfully it did. So then we got into the new book,
The Hunchback of Naughty Dames.
All right, let me take a break here. Right now, we're going into the inks. I used to draw with pen nibs, like very traditional comic book inking, but I'm just too heavy-handed. I'm messy. I would break pen nibs left and right. There'd be ink splattering everywhere, and I just spent hours and hours drawing something, and then I ruin it in a matter of seconds. So now I primarily use these kind of archival inks that are just in these pens. I love the Uniball pens. They just glide, real fun to use and sketch with, but also have these kind of thicker inks. And the Faber-Castell pens I like because they're good for just getting a thick line, or even their big markers to just fill in large shapes fast without having to get the India ink out. All right, back to my story. So the idea for this book really started with my annual Halloween drawing prompt, Monsterween. So like a lot of people, I do a drawing prompt at Halloween time, but mine are basically primarily monsters, and each one's kind of like its own little B-movie. I have fun making these kind of like B-movie posters every day through the month of October of different weird creatures, punny names, goofy names, and one of those was
The Hunchback of Naughty Dames.
And when I was making Isle of Evil, I was putting together a page to kind of sell potentially what the book will become. So I showed, like, here are some fake covers of potential later books, and I put that image on one of them. Once I did that, I kind of fell in love with it. It was like, I should just totally do that as the next book. I have these other scripts sitting there that I would love to do, but for some reason that was the one that like really excited me at the time, and I was like, this is the one I want to jump in on. So I just kind of went for it. And I wasn't sure what the story would be at that point. I was just kind of sketching the characters. I was just drawing what I would make this main character, Henry Moto, who's going to be a private eye. And as I was drawing him, I was just kind of drawing some other things I'd like to see, of course, monsters and all that, but also there were these starlets. I kind of wanted a Hollywood horror mix to this book, the old film noir with old Hollywood. And I was drawing these kind of like film starlets, but I was putting these kind of weird scars on them to make them stand out and be a little different. So from that, I was just kind of like, okay, so where did they get these scars? And how does a PI even fit into all this? So then we get into the story of... Alright, so let me give you a little bit of the backstory on the book. I don't want to give away too much because it is a mystery story and all that. So the story follows Henry Moto. He's a hunchback private detective. This is 1940s, old Hollywood. Everything's rainy and it's full-on film noir. And he gets a missing persons case. he needs to look for a young woman who was auditioning for a movie called The Portal of Blood. And that leads him into a world of a cursed film production. So as he's investigating all of this, he runs into the Naughty Dames, a bunch of scarred starlets who've had run-ins with this movie and the producers and have a history with what's going on. And from there, he's pulled into the world of the Hollywood elite, but also black magic and, of course, monsters. A ton of monsters. Violence, gore, the whole 9 yards. Everything that it would be like a grindhouse film. Almost as if this was made in the late 60s or 70s of a 1940s film. So the campaign for this book is live right now. It's on Kickstarter. We were fortunate. We were funded within the first few hours on the first day. You know, that was fantastic to see. So this is a 100-page graphic novel. It's available in hardcover and softcover editions. And we have a ton of rewards available for this one. We have, of course, stickers, ugly mugs, and the Wise Guys sticker pack. We also have bookmarks with different art on each side. We have mini art prints that showcase each of the groups of characters that are within the book.
The secret phrase is banana poodle.
We also have original art. I have 9x12 monster heads, each one hand-drawn. I draw it same way I'm doing this. Archival inks on Bristol board. They're 9x12. I also am offering sketch cards, so I'll draw a little monster head. And, of course, the original art I'm drawing right now will also be included as an add-on, a one-of-a-kind piece. And I rarely draw traditionally anymore. I'm primarily a digital artist, so not only is it rare that I'm drawing something traditional, but this is the only traditional drawing I've done of these characters, which is kind of funny. But in addition to all of those, I also wanted some different add-ons. Like the last one, we had a map and some other things. I wanted some things that are personal to this book, but also feel immersive. I love the idea, again, of an event or immersion into the book you're reading. I also made a press book. Back in the day, they used to make these press books to give to the film distributors and the theaters to read up on, so they know all this information about the movies, so they can be educated when people ask questions or have ideas on how to promote the film and stuff like that. So I did that here with this, and we got background on the actors that play the characters in the movie. There's history on the Portal of Blood, which is the movie within the movie that's within this book. And in the middle, it opens up to a poster, 11x17 poster you can take out of the book and hang up. Another cool thing we did this time is a fake ticket. This is like an oversized movie ticket. It's like 5 inches by 2 inches, like you're going to some big premiere. On one side, it's Hunchback of Naughty Dames. The other side is the Portal of Blood. Every single order gets that free. So if you purchase any of the books or any of the reward tiers, you will automatically get one of these in your order. No need to add it. And then lastly, I think my favorite add-on so far is the movie soundtrack. I did this through my alter ego, Zorgon. It is my excuse to make cinematic electronic music. I just have so much fun doing that, and when drawing feels like a job, sometimes I gotta do music to unwind. So I decided to make a soundtrack for this, but also this is a 1940s film, so I tried to give it this kind of noir feeling. Even though it's electronic, it still has a very orchestral feel. And it was really a lot of work for only a $10 add-on, but it's that immersion. I love that kind of bringing you into the world of these comics, and there's more to it than just the book. So now, hopefully with the success of this campaign, I will have the chance to make more books. I'd love to have a slipcase for these when they're all together, like a bunch of the books are together and they all slide into the one monster drive-in slipcase. That's my dream. But right now I have several ideas for future books, and I'm currently writing the next one right now. So if you're into horror movies, grindhouse, monster movies, B movies, I think you're going to enjoy this. And it's live now on Kickstarter. So if you want to support indie horror or indie comics, check it out now. Grab some of the add-ons. And if you know anyone you think may like it, then please spread the word. All right, so that is it. That is the finished drawing. I still probably got a little bit of cleanup to do and a little bit of eraser marks to clean up, but that's primarily it. And I'll scan this and color it in Procreate to make the art print for the first stretch goal that unlocked. And again, this piece is available as an add-on. So if you're purchasing the book, when you look at the add-ons or at the checkout area, you can add this piece on. There's only one. So I hope you liked that video. As usual, hit the like and subscribe button. And again, this is for
Hunchback of Naughty Dames.
if you like horror movies, monster movies, B movies, noir movies, if you like that kind of vibe, you like the retro ads and a lot of the stuff we've shown in this video, please check it out. Spread the word to friends. Thank you for all the support. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like this kind of content, let me know. Put a comment down below and let me know what you'd like to see. If you'd like to see more of this, or if you'd like to see more things about like my career in animation, horror movies, comic books, whatever. Again, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next video.